This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Susan Nielsen from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
Happy New Year to you.
And to you.
And to all of your staff and everyone. I know that...
And all our kids.
Oh, yes. I know that you're excited. Things are up and running. But one thing we want to start out talking about is Payless Shoe Source.
We are so thrilled with Payless Shoe Source and the grant that we received. We received a grant for $20 coupons for each of 100 children.
Wow.
And at first, the staff said, how are we going to get this coordinated during the holidays? Because everybody's busy, and this is the form to fill out grant and program.
Oh.
And our parents jumped in, filled out those forms, and got them right back, and had the kids there on the day, at the time. Our staff loaded kids 12 at a time, 10 or 12 at a time in the van, and or 4, or ever how many kids were there with their paperwork that day, and went shoe shopping.
You said Matt Mushinsky got to take a bunch of girls and one boy.
One boy, 13 girls and one boy.
Wow.
From the junior high to buy shoes. I said, Matt, do you know what a flat is? Do you know what a wedge is? And he said, no idea. But they had a great time. The important thing to me and for our staff, truthfully, is that this time of year, jeans and shoes start to look pretty rough.
Yes, they do.
They're okay at the first of the school year, but then they kind of go downhill after that. And a lot of our kids needed, not just wanted, needed either a pair of shoes or a pair of boots, and they were able to have them. Brand new shoes, their size, and I have to do a huge shout out to Patty Grohusky and the staff at Payless. They are remarkably wonderful people who are the most patient women I think I've ever met. They measured each and every child, and with every kid had a myriad questions, and they were wonderful. And they did all this while they had other customers too. So
perfect.
Never lost their cool. It was just a pleasure to work with them.
Good. Mm-hmm. Now I see there's a lot of things coming up in February.
Oh yeah, our end of the year mailing too. It is starting to be close to the end. And we've had a nice response, but we would say to our supporters and to anybody who would like to become a supporter, if you haven't mailed in your pledge yet, please do so. Call me at the club if you need a form or an envelope, mail envelope, or you can just drop it off at the club, whatever's convenient for you. I just want to remind folks not to let tax season end before you get that in.
And also $10 supports an entire family for a year.
Really, it does. $10 sends an entire family of children to the club, and while they're there, they have a free meal every single day.
It's amazing.
Each child a free meal every day.
That's the best deal in town.
Yes, it is. And I'm so pleased for us to have that, so thrilled. And the kids enjoy it. We sit down and with them while they eat. We plan special things for them around. One of the programs is Healthy Habits around these dinners. And we have a project coming up with Healthy Habits that has to do with our supper program, and it's younger children pairing with Youth Volunteer Corps teenagers, and they will decorate a table with the federal and state My Plate picture, so that kids can learn about portions, about what should be on their plates, about healthier snacks, weight control, without hammering weight control into kids. We just talk about healthy eating habits. And we also talk about healthy activities. Not just the thumb exercise, but getting up and moving in that gym. And it's all one big health thing, and we're thrilled for it.
And I'm so glad you're doing that, because unfortunately the worst choices for you are the least expensive choices. So families, when they're struggling, they have to buy those. But when you find an alternative, something, hey, do this instead of that. I mean, those are choices that you really remember when you're home and thinking about it, or when you're out grocery shopping.
That's true, and it's also true of our meals at the club. We conform to what the federal government and the state says our children should have. Those are the meals that we get. We have a caterer who cooks our meals and delivers them to us, and then we keep them, excuse me, keep them warm or cool, and we're just thrilled with the program, and it's healthy, it's good, and the kids enjoy it.
They do. And now you have Club Zoom, you have engineering program, professional engineers will speak, lots of building projects, and you're celebrating for a whole week. Wow, that sounds like fun.
Club Zoom is going on this whole season, spring season, and we're having professional engineers come in and talk with our kids and do simple projects with them. They built a catapult. Well, okay, building a catapult's always fun. You get to fling things across the room. What's not fun about that?
Certainly.
But then to have an engineer who's made a career of this say, now what if you, and explain the concept to the kids, why it works, what else would work with that. It's a great program. And we do lots of different projects, and the kids love it. It really is, it's really a kid-friendly project.
Well, when you think of engineering sitting at a drafting table, engineering is so multifaceted. It's way more than sitting at a drafting table.
Sure is.
And it's pretty exciting how just about every walk of life can do an engineering project.
Well, for sure. The other great thing for me is the engineer. We have a professional engineer coming by schooling. He's a chemical engineer, but he went further and got his professional engineering degree, and all disciplines in engineering are very familiar to him. And when he comes to talk with us, he will say very clearly, I know many, many, many female engineers.
Very good.
Very, very good. And our girls need to hear that. Still, you would think in this day and age, most girls can think they can be anything they want to be, but that isn't true. Especially with the engineering field, a lot of girls don't know.
And that's one of those jobs that'll never go away, and that's one of those jobs that you can write your own ticket at. You'll always be needed or wanted somewhere in the world.
Absolutely. And I believe what you love engineering, if it's your thing, I think you have to be, you have to think that way, and you have to want to do it.
Yes.
It doesn't just fall out of the sky. You have to work for that degree, and as you do with most others. But once you are an engineer, it opens up a whole world of questions for you. And your whole life is interesting, I think.
Now, we've only got about 2 minutes left,
Okay.
so I want to make sure you hit the project you want to talk about.
I think the project I want to talk about is celebrating President's Day.
Okay.
And our kids are going to do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? All day long.
Yay.
It'll be really good, all different levels of that. And it's time for Bowl for Kids' Sake.
Yes.
If the camera's looking at that, that's our annual mentoring project, fundraiser to raise money for our mentoring projects. We'll talk about it again. It's going to be in March, I believe, March 15th. Yes, March 15th. It'll be at Thunder Bowl Lanes.
Okay.
So we've done it for years, and we're really excited about it. We'll talk about it some more.
And we'll make sure we leave that poster for our next guest to take back and put on our bulletin board.
We certainly will. That and anything else she needs.
And Susan, your hours now?
We open, and if school's out, we open at 12 noon.
Okay.
And that's public schools. We go by the public school
Okay.
schedule. And 12 till 6, Monday through Thursday, 12 to 5 on Friday. If school is in session, 2 until 6, Monday through Thursday, 2 to 5 on Friday.
And the high school unit and junior high unit, the best place to go to get help with homework,
Absolutely.
hang out with other kids, get some mentoring in there. Phone number 356-0214.
You're right.
Good to see you, and once again, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be right back with Ruth Blick from Goodwill Industries of Northern Michigan following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Ruth Blick, and she is the Director of Marketing and Communications for Goodwill Industries of Northern Michigan. Long title.
Welcome. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you're here, and we want to start out. I know all about Goodwill because I've been to Goodwill stores basically all over the United States, and we're so excited that Goodwill is going to be in our Alpena community. So start out telling us the Goodwill story.
Well, most people do know Goodwill because of the retail stores, but Goodwill is more than that. We are a nonprofit organization. We're an international organization that's been around for 110 years. And actually, Goodwill Industries of Northern Michigan, we've been serving Northern Michigan for over 40 years. Our corporate office is in Traverse City, and we're very excited to join the Alpena community.
We are too, and I know people think of you only as the retail store, but you have a lot of other things that you do when you're in a community.
Actually, our retail stores are our #1 funding source for programs that help meet critical human needs, and our mission is to help people overcome barriers to independence.
And that's a barrier that needs to be overcome in our communities. And when you go into a Goodwill store, the thing I like about Goodwill is the stock rotates all the time. And you take your donations, you bring them in, and you put them on the floor. And the Alpena community has been very generous with their donations.
Oh, definitely. And you know, the fun part about Goodwill is it's fun. We're never the same store twice. We continually have new items come out, and we're really based on a reduce, reuse, and repurpose. Thrift shopping is fun. We have gently used clothing items, items for home, business, or play, and just recycling is great for the community and the environment, and it's just a way to, you know, be very proactive.
And you do recycle everything. If there's a pair of shoes that was donated and you really can't use them, or an old leather coat, you recycle. You send the leather off to be recycled. If all the cardboard that you use all gets bundled and recycled, the old clothing that's been soiled or torn is bundled and recycled. You pack it, and you switch things from location to location. If something's been in Alpena for a while, it's not selling, you put it in another location, and you just do everything in the store gets recycled.
We try to make sure we're environmentally friendly. Last year, the other thing that we do is we actually have a partnership with Dell Computers. It's the Reconnect program, and we recycle any components or peripherals, which make sure they don't end up in the landfill. Old monitors actually had a pound of lead in them. Not something we want in the environment. With this program, we'll take businesses, school computers, they don't have to be working, and make sure that they're handled appropriately. So that's a really, really cool program that we've got. Last year, between computers and our clothing and other plastics, computers that we recycle, we did almost 3.9 million pounds. And that's here in northern Michigan, because we have stores there, Cadillac, Traverse City, Gaylord, and we're real excited to be coming to Alpena as well.
And we are too, and for folks that don't know, you're going to be located on Bagley Street, directly across from us here at WBKB-TV. And it's a former Ace Hardware building, and I've had a chance to get in there a few times, and it is just beautiful.
And you know, the other one I kind of miss, we also are not too far away in Petoskey as well.
Yes.
But the new store, when people have come in, and I had quite a few people come in the last couple days, and they're like, this is not Ace Hardware.
It isn't.
It's bright, it's fun. There's a little bit of everything for anybody, from clothing to shoes to books to housewares, linens. The prices, you know, we're very competitive in our prices. Items are gently used. As you said, they continually rotate, so we're continually getting new product. And I have to say, you know, our new manager, Lisa Mullany, and our assistant manager, Rick Cecil, they're so excited. And today we've got 24 staff that we just hired. Our new team members are over there. They're excited, and I kind of said, you know, what do you think people are going to say when they come in? So they're going to say, wow, it's going to surpass any expectations that they have. Like I said, it's never the same store twice, and it is all going to, you know, make things affordable for people in the community.
Yes.
And we are working on developing relationships with social service agencies in the area to build partnerships and, you know, be a good community partner.
Yes, and I have to go back to the store again. It is so fully stocked. Everything in women's clothing from 0 to extra, extra, extra large. There was so much outerwear that is just packed on racks. Misses and kids, so many kids clothing, so many infants and youth, and furniture and housewares and accessories, and just, it's so fully packed. The dressing rooms are beautiful, the furniture area is beautiful. There are so many things that people are just going to be excited. And I'm amazed at how many new items that you have that have never been used or worn before.
You know, our donors are very, very generous. You kind of have that 1-year rule. If you haven't used it in a year, that thing that was fab, I must have, might not be so fab anymore. It's a great time to donate it, because for somebody else, it's a wonderful item. You know, there are items there to go out and, you know, play, your winter wear, but you get some awesome suits for women and men for business wear as well, which sometimes is a little bit harder to find.
And I saw, when I was helping doing shelving, I saw so many wonderful name brands, Hollister and Abercrombie, and you know, just a lot of really wonderful name brand items that are being put on the shelves with tags still on them, or they didn't look like they'd ever been worn.
And I think sometimes we do buy those things. It's that, oh my God, I must have
I'll
it.
fit in this by next week.
Yeah. So the fun thing is to keep using it, reusing it, and, you know, making things go as far as we can. The store is opening on February the 8th on Friday, and we're doing a ribbon cutting at 8:45. The store will open at 9. In the meantime, we do have our donation center open Monday through Saturday. From 10 until 4.
Okay.
We've extended our hours a little bit. And the store grand opening will be at 9 o'clock on Friday, February the 8th. And it should be a very fun experience for people.
So just pull up, because someone will come right out and help you. They'll unload the stuff out of your car, and everybody's so warm and friendly, and everyone's excited. And it's brought so much excitement into our town to have a new store, and as you said, hiring 24 people.
And this, like I said, the staff, they're very excited. They're over there today, training, stocking shelves, learning a lot of new things, and, you know, they're having fun. So we will be open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 9 in the morning till 7:30 at night, and Sundays from 11 till 6. So drive in, drop off, shop, and do good.
Yes, and we'll look forward to all those wonderful partnerships that you're going to form in our community, and hearing the Goodwill name out and about. And I don't suppose you, because this is before you open, have a local number yet.
At this point in time, I'm sorry, I don't have it with me.
That's okay, but you can Google it, or you can stop in and get a number and drop off those donations, and welcome the staff, welcome everyone in the store, come to the grand opening, and help Goodwill be a very successful entity in our community.
Well, we appreciate the community support, and like I said, our staff is very excited, and we're excited to be part of the community.
Okay, we're out of time. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Joynton following these messages.
Good morning. I am Jay Walterite, Director of Public Information and Marketing for Alpena Community College, filling in for Dr. Joynton, and this is Talk of the Town. With me this morning is Dr. Joynton. We have a little interesting role reversal here where I am going to be the host and Dr. Joynton is going to be the guest.
Well, good morning, Jay. Sometimes you just have to roll with it.
That's right. We're used to just taking things as they come and improvising.
That's right.
Today we're going to talk about the Community College Baccalaureate legislation, which was recently approved by the Michigan legislature. Dr. Joynton, why don't you start out talking about what that legislation is, what it does, and then we can talk about how it affects us.
Well, House Bill 4496 was introduced by Representative John Walsh, who is himself a former community college administrator at our sister college at Schoolcraft College in Livonia. It was introduced in the 2011-12 legislature, and it made provision for community colleges to offer bachelor's degrees in 5 areas: nursing, culinary arts, and then concrete technology, maritime technology, and then energy production. That bill quickly sailed through the House in the summer of 2011 by a 2-to-1 majority, but then it kind of got stalled in the Senate in the Education Committee, where it languished, and this bill, like its predecessors, had an intense amount of opposition from the universities, public universities in Michigan.
Why's that?
Well, we have our suspicions, I guess, that they were worried about community colleges taking enrollment from them. We heard things like mission creep, which is kind of interesting if you look at the way that all of the public universities in Michigan started out. Well, they're a far cry. Their missions have not crept, they've leapt into bigger and better things. And so Why not community colleges as well? Also, there were concerns that were voiced about the quality or the facilities or the faculty, just a number of things to try to prevent the legislators from approving the bill. But they finally did in the lame duck session in late November, early December, and then Governor Snyder did sign it on December 27th. So Michigan then came to join 20 or 21 other states for where community colleges do offer bachelor's degrees.
So this is certainly not uncommon that community colleges are able to address the needs of the community in new and innovative ways.
No, it really got started in about 1999 or year 2000 by St. Petersburg College in St. Pete in Florida, and they kind of led the way. A few other community colleges in Florida jumped on, and now it's a phenomenon all over the United States.
You talked about the 5 areas that the legislature approved for community college baccalaureates. Why don't you talk about those and how they are of interest to Alpena Community College?
Actually, the most controversial field was nursing, and I was very well attuned to how much more controversy that was generating than the other fields. And so that's when we went ahead and made our deal with University of Michigan Flint to bring their nursing program up to ACC. And I'm happy to say that deal is working out very well for the students, for the university, and for ACC.
Good.
One of the fields, culinary arts, is not of interest to ACC, but the 3 that are, concrete technology, energy production, and maritime tech. And you know, the motivation for us wanting to do this really goes to the fact that we are so isolated. In fact, we're farther away from a university than any other community college in the whole state. Even the ones in the UP are closer to universities up there. This means if a person in Alpena wants to get to a 4-year university campus, we're talking about a 7-hour round trip, and that prevents a lot of people, or at least makes it very hard for people to get bachelor's degrees. And the statistics show that the Michigan average attainment of bachelor's degrees is 26% of people over 25. In Alpena County, it recently went from 13% to 15%. Now, there are great opportunities through Northwood University on our campus in business programs. Ferris State has an integrative studies degree, I believe an IT degree that you can get here, but we felt like there needed to be more opportunity for the citizens to find those degrees. Because there's a good connection between levels of education, your employability makes you less vulnerable to layoffs, also lines you up for better salary, job satisfaction, career development, and so on.
And that's a very important part of improving the community, drawing businesses here, and that type of thing.
Yes, and we experienced tremendous support from local units of government, economic development organizations like Target and the Chamber, and also corporations here who wrote letters of support for this venture. So it was great to see how the community responded to this venture.
Well, you mentioned 3 programs that are of interest to ACC. Where do we start?
Top of my list is concrete technology. In fact, in the statewide publicity and the drive for this legislation, the outstanding and unique concrete tech program at Alpena Community College at the associate's level was often pointed out as an example of a place where community colleges could advance to baccalaureate level training. The World Center for Concrete Technology is a wonderful facility. It's already equipped for baccalaureate level training, and so in 2013 we are going to spend about 6 or 7 months taking a very good look at whether this option makes sense for ACC. The fact that we have the authority doesn't necessarily mean the time is right to roll into this degree program, but we're certainly very interested in it. And by August, I've sent out a calendar to the administrators and the trustees. By August, I want to reach a go or no-go decision with concrete technology bachelor's degree at ACC.
Okay, so people should stay tuned and watch for updates on that.
That's right.
Just very quickly, what would a concrete tech bachelor's degree look like?
Well, it would be built on top of our associate degree program, which has a lot of technical elements, a lot of the hands-on material. Some of that would continue at the junior and senior level, but more and more there would be courses on running a business, management, marketing, accounting, law, policy, communications, those kinds of things, upper level skills that managers are expected to be able to have.
Help those students move up in the ranks of their current job or their employer?
I believe the ideal candidate for a bachelor's degree in concrete tech from ACC would be somebody who had our associate's degree and was already practicing as a technician, maybe for 5 years, had been identified as an up-and-comer by the management and needed a bachelor's degree to advance and be promoted.
All right. Well, thank you very much for all that information, Olin. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
And thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for more information on baccalaureate degrees from Alpena Community College. I am Jay Waltz-Wright, Director of Public Information and Marketing, and this is Talk of the Town.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.